Okay, first of all, I know you're very jealous of this hat. It's not mine. It's my girlfriend's, but it's freaking amazing. Secondly, I just had this conversation with this copywriter. He's doing very well in his career. He's making like great money, working not too much. He loves what he's doing. His clients are happy with him. All like wonderful stuff. And then so he was looking at like creating he was like, okay, I want to like teach the way that I'm doing things because he's got a pretty unique way of working with clients that make him a lot of money. And he's like, oh, maybe I'll like package this up, make it an offer, and teach it to other people. And so he's talking about me. He's like, I kind of want to do this thing, but like I just don't feel motivated. I kind of can't bring myself to do it. And I'm like, okay, so like, why do you want to do this thing? He's like, well, I want to like double my income. And I was like, okay, cool. Why do you want to double your income? And he was like, honestly, it's just kind of an ego thing. It's just a competitive thing. It's like that's what everyone else is doing. So like, and I need something to focus on, something to work towards. So I kind of just picked that. That's kind of what people do in this industry. And I was like, huh, yeah. That sounds like pretty weak motivation. Like, no wonder you're not feeling it. And so then we were like, what do you need? Like, would you, even if you doubled your income, like, is there anything you need that for? He's like, nah, not really. Like, I don't care about buying a Lamborghini. I don't care about all this stuff. It's just like, I just needed some kind of goal to have. So then he was like asking me he's like, what did you do? Like, how, like, he was like, you're the only one I've kind of seen not just stay on this treadmill. Like, how do you get off of it? What do you do? So I just kind of shared my experience. Once I realized all these goals I set, like financial goals, were like, I mean, yeah, it's nice and everything, and who wouldn't want to be making more money? But it's also just kind of bullshit and based on what other people are doing and what like trying to impress people and be cool and all that, like keep up with others. So my thing was once I realized that was my drive, I just kind of stepped away. I like took some space because I think a big piece of that is learning to cut out all the noise, stop seeing what everyone else is doing, and really start to connect with like what's resonating inside of you, what your intuition is saying, what kind of nudges you're getting for things to pursue. So, and that's not just it doesn't sit down for a 10-minute meditation and then it's gonna come. Like it can take a while, it can just be these like very subtle kind of hints. For me it like I spent like a year kind of just chilling. Just being like, I'm just gonna follow these like I'm gonna follow do more improv. I'm gonna just do all these other things that really excite me and interest me, and I think that's a big thing that gets lost in people in our society and in people's jobs and stuff. Is we do the things we think we need to do to be successful, when instead it's like, hey, what about just like following the things you enjoy? Get connected with that for a little bit more, and then see how that can then morph into like helping others and teaching others, and that's when you can kind of make that connection to doing the things that you enjoy in a way that will help get you paid and have a nice lifestyle. So yeah, like I kind of disconnected from all the noise, from all that stuff. Just followed things that I was enjoying, doing archery, doing improv comedy, getting into coaching. Like I had always had this thing in the back of my mind of like, oh, coaching, like seemed like you should do that. Like basically ever since college, even when I wanted to be a therapist, and then I didn't for various reasons. It mostly just seemed like limiting, and there was no therapy that really inspired me or excited me. And then I found coaching. I was like, oh, this is kind of the stuff that I really like working with. It's more of being your best, versus therapy is about like the getting out of like really bad ruts and situations, like addiction and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, and then I started just like following coaching, and even I never thought even when I signed up for like my coaching training program, I was like, I'm not actually going to be a coach. I'm just doing this because there's a pandemic and I need something to learn and grow and focus on. And then once I started doing it, I was like, oh yeah, no, this is the thing. So yeah, that's kind of what I would say is like look at your goal. Like if you're not feeling motivated, look like do you really care about these goals, or are they just ego bullshit coming from, well, this is what everyone else is doing? and then take time to connect with yourself. It's a combination of two things. It's a combination of connecting with yourself and then kind of putting stuff out there and following certain things. Because you might find like as you start, maybe as like you take that quiet time, you get an idea, and you're like, and then you start pursuing that thing, and then as you pursue it, you're like, nah, I don't know. It's not really it. This is not as exciting as it seemed a minute ago. And then it's like, okay, cool. Like that's a great thing. And now you pursue something else. I actually just had a client do that. Like he was all kind of excited about this one thing. He's like, okay, I'm going to leave my corporate job. I'm going to do this other thing, freelance. It'll pay really well and people will like it. I was like, cool, let's explore that. He explored it, even got some like job offers, and then was kind of like, I just don't want to do it. And then like I'm going to do this other thing, and I was like, great! Like the fact that you just saved yourself years of chasing the wrong thing, and now you're doing this other thing that really excites you more, and like now it's this new business that he's working on with his wife, and he's feeling really motivated and inspired to do it. So yeah, it comes a combination of listening to yourself and then trying stuff, seeing what continues to excite you, and what makes you just be like, maybe I don't really care to do that. So if you're feeling stuck and unmotivated, that's some things that I would look at, and you can definitely ramp up the process, do it much faster if you've got somebody to work with. And like I've had coaches that helped me a ton when I was in that situation. And then I did my coaching training program, and I learned like an actual process for helping people get unstuck. Because a lot of times, like these voices and like beliefs from our past and these fears and stuff can pop up and keep us stuck for longer, and there is a process for kind of snapping through that, which is one of the things that I help my client with. So if you want help with that, I'm over at mccarthymindsetcoaching.com/join. You can hop on my email list, and I've got a lot more things that can help you with this. Okay, so that's it. And if you have any questions, anything you're stuck with or working on, let me know. Hop on my email list. Just shoot me an email, Brian at mccarthymindsetcoaching.com, and I will see what I can do. All right. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.